Hey everyone, welcome back. We are here with Attorney Vera Zambrano, and it is a pleasure to have you back, Attorney Vera. Today, we wanted to jump right into just a short video talking about something that's very controversial, right? Like there are individuals on one side that believe that money can really fix the problem of, the poor quality representation that's alleged or that's believed, right? Most people talk about this when it comes to public defenders, right? Whether or not it's factual, we'll leave that to the side. But that's kind of the reputation they have, right? For not providing quality service, quality representation. And my position is, right, is money can fix most of that. And I'd love to hear the counter argument to that, because I know that it's not just about money. I'd love to have you kind of elaborate on that a little bit, if you will.
Yes, so when you say money fixes the world, right? Money fixes all the problems that someone could have, very American way of seeing things. So I understand where you're coming from, but when you look at that, it's still about justice, right? So money is not equal to justice, right? So even if people believe with money you can buy, the best attorneys, or you can hire the best attorneys and they can always receive the best results for you, it might only be partially true, because you still have to choose wisely, right? If you look for an attorney, you should definitely, make your research, right? And say, okay, does this attorney have enough experience, right? Does this attorney, is it passionate? Is he or she passionate about what he does? Because money is a work, not a good motivator for anything in life, right? Because if you're successful, money just comes, right? Money just will follow you, but you should not chase something because of the money, because then you lack passion, you lack empathy, right? You lack, also understanding for people. Everyone has a different path in life, right? So if you really want to make a difference and help people, an attorney is a job that you can help people if you want to, right? So you have to make, it has to come out of you, right? From within you. So it has to be something that you're passionate about. And I believe when you're passionate about something, and that it's obvious, right? And people will automatically hire you and be happy with your service, because money doesn't fix when there's nothing really behind it, right? When there's not enough passion for your job, what you do.
So I agree with the fact that it's not just money, right? That's not the only factor. I believe that money would fix most of the problems, and but I definitely agree with you that you need to have passion. But I want to point this out, right? So your typical attorney, right, goes to law school. Not all of them, I would say most of them graduate with some significant debt, right? So if I'm an attorney and I graduated and I have $100,000 in debt, and well, if I went to law school, it's because I want to live a good life, right? I don't want to struggle and have a car that's breaking down on me, right, every other day, and I don't want to have to live in the worst, most violent, most dangerous areas of any city or county, right? I want to, you want to be able to travel maybe once in a while, right? If you became an attorney, chances are you also have aspirations to live a pretty decent life, and if that's the case, right, no matter if that's me and I'm passionate and I want to make a difference, I want to help out. But now if money's taken out of the equation, then I'm having to choose between, do I want to just help the world at the expense of me living a very difficult, miserable life, or right? Or do I want to live a great life and then do something else and maybe become a corporate attorney and then not help out and not contribute to benefiting the world, right? So I think that there's this belief, right? This what's the word I'm looking for? Like misconception is the word I'm looking for. Misconception that they are mutually exclusive, and I don't think that's the case. I think you definitely you gotta motivate people with money, because we live in a capitalistic society, and no, and besides that, like I said, who wants to struggle through life? That's not fun, right? Who wants to like be poor and worry about how am I going to pay the rent? Nobody wants that, right? So you got to make sure that these individuals, these attorneys, are well paid. But you're right, like passion is important. But passion alone is not enough, because if you're relying on just finding individuals that are passionate, um, I don't think you're gonna attract necessarily quality people or people that will stay, because
Yes.
sooner or later you have to pay your rent, right?
Yes, but as you said, also, like the US is a very expensive country to live in. So compared to European countries, where I can say, there's a social system, and a lot of people actually work part-time, or it's not even like, you can never think of that here, because people are hustling, and that's what I love about this society in the US. It's like people are so hardworking and so ambitious and so hustling. I've never seen this anywhere else, in no other country. So that's what, like, I mean, the society tells you to. You have to make it work because you're on your own, right? If you want to be successful and you want to live an amazing life, it's on you. No one is giving it to you. The government doesn't pay for anything, right? It's like in other countries, you have a lot more social support from the government. So in this country, like, it's just people work way harder. That's what I see, right? From the experience, from the, living in Europe and living in the United States. So what I believe is you need, I mean, it's not exclusive, right? Because when you're an attorney or, work in the legal field, you obviously have passion for it, right? You need to specialize. You need to say, okay, do I want to do international law? Do I want to do, state law? What do I want to do? What am I passionate about? And then you have to put in the hard work and you have to set goals, right? Obviously. And goals are always connected with money, right? Goals are always, there's always a price tag for everything. You want to buy a nice house, you want to live there, you want to live at the beach, right? There's always a price tag, right? For everything. So of course it's connected. It would be illusional to say you cannot do it for the money, or you have to, do everything pro bono, or you have to have a big heart. Like, of course not, right? Because that's not why you study so long and so hard and have different kind of degrees, or even in different countries, right?
Right.
And you want to help people, but you also have to say, okay, my work is worth it, right? My work, whatever you're doing, real estate, law, it's worth it. My service is it's not the most expensive one, it's not the cheapest one, but it's worth it, right? I mean, you have to motivate people, obviously, but as you said, if you only do, you can take on some pro bono cases, of course, every attorney does, right? But it cannot be the majority, because you have to pay your office staff, you have to pay your business, right? Your business offices, your address, you have to pay different kind of expenses every single month, right? So it doesn't, you have to work for it, right? As an attorney, or as, the business owner, actually, you have to work for it. And you are responsible for, keeping it running, right? So, all the people that you pay, they're employees. They don't know about what you have to do behind the scenes, right? So, I mean, you know it, yourself as a business owner, right? So you have to keep it running, and you are the captain, right? Of the boat. So, everyone depends on you, because they want to get paid, and they want to maybe get a promotion, right? Or something, because they did great. And
Right.
you're responsible and you're accountable for everything. So
Yeah.
that, I mean, of course, the money is the driver, but
Yeah.
it should not be your only motive, because then at the end of the day, you're probably burned out, right?
Yeah.
Or you lose your passion for it, or you just, you're lacking of, substantial motivation in the end.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I have multiple businesses and I'm passionate about every single one of them. But let me tell you, if there was one of them that's not making me money and I don't see a path forward to make money, it's done. Like, I'm done. I'm out. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? I'm not, yeah, like we said, right? We all have a vision for what we want as our basic standard of living, and nobody wants to be broke and poor. And then one other thing that you brought up that I thought, or at least triggered an idea or a thought, right? That there are people out there, right, that decide to get majors in, no knock on it, but just, say sociology, or maybe, some other, like, majors that are just a 4-year college, 4-year degrees. They're not the hard sciences. They're not very complicated, difficult, and you know what I mean, taxing on the mind, and you know what I mean. And they go out there and they do, they do great work, right? And they devote their lives to this. But there's a big difference between somebody devoting their life to doing good in the world, traveling to different countries, living among different cultures, studying or digging up dinosaur bones, right? Dinosaur bones. All this stuff is enjoyable, and although, and maybe you disagree with me, but like the legal field, you could be passionate about it, but it is taxing. It is emotionally, mentally, physically taxing. It is difficult. It is not like something that it's not for the faint of heart, right? It's a tough career. So if you wanted to, like somebody who went and decided, right, to go spend a month in, like I know somebody who, got a sociology degree, went to Brazil and spent a month with, some natives out in the middle of the jungle, and that's work, right? A university paid for that, for her to go and do this. And she's doing some great work and all that, but you can't compare that, right, to like the grind, and I don't even know what other word to use, right, of being an attorney and being in the legal field, and solving people's problems. I mean, it is taxing, it is challenging, and to ask somebody going into that field to rely on just passion and struggle financially is not realistic, and it's not, yeah, it's not going to work. It just doesn't happen. It's not going to work unless you force them.
Yes, of course, but that's why I would advocate for everyone who has that passion, right? To have their own practice, no matter what it takes. Like if you work for someone else, and even if like in a big office, you're always depending on them, right? You're never the decision maker. You never, you can never just say, I'm gonna change my strategy, my whatever you want to do, right? If you work for someone else, you never have that freedom. So I know that it's like maybe for most people it's like extremely scary, right? To be on their own, to start their own practice. But this is actually the only way that you can be, in the future, long time successful, because you have the decision, you make the decisions, who to employ, what team you want to build, like what do you want to expand, where do you want to expand, right? What do you want to focus on, in the legal field. You are only when the decision maker is the one who makes those choices. Because if you work for someone else, you will always be, if it is time-wise, money-wise, you will always depend on someone else to take care of you, right? Your employer. And I would never recommend that. I mean, okay, you have to go through like a couple of years of like a hustle, right? Like work, of course, work 7 days a week. It's not a secret, right? It's like what I do, like still now I do that, right? When because I'm passionate about what I do, but you have to also see, what sacrifice do you want to make? Do you want to work hard, like 5 years, like extremely hard, and then you work the next 20 years, like an amazing life, or you work much better than the average, right? Or do you want to just work like the average, but also spend the rest of your life always working and always trying to meet ends, right? So you have to see, what are you sacrificing? Like, what are you willing to sacrifice for your long-term success and your goals?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Vera, thank you. It's been a great conversation. I know we could probably keep going with this, but thank you for having this debate with me, this discussion with me, because I think we eventually came to the same kind of conclusion, and that was awesome, right? When we started the conversation, we were on opposite sides, but it's that's how it should be, right? In our society, opposing ideas come together, we discuss it, and then we hear each other out, and we may or may not come to an agreement. And in this case, we did. I think we both agree that it's passion and it's money as well, right? You have to have both. So
Yes, and I
thank
can
you.
also walk away with different opinions that you gave me every time we were talking. You give me different perspectives, right? And I think about it like after the meetings, right? I think about it, what does it actually mean? And you're right, and because it's always amazing to have different kind of perspectives, and you're growing and you're learning with talking about those different things.
Yeah, I agree completely. Vera, how can people get a hold of you if they wanted to hire you as an attorney to represent them?
Yes, you can find my law firm online, anywhere online, Vera Zambrano and Associates, right? You can contact us via email on our website, the contact form, or you give us a call, right? And we're happy to help.
Okay, awesome. Thank you again, Vera. Appreciate it. Look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.